Okay. Everybody's saying, I wish they had vanilla. And one of the things they said about vanilla is that we don't compromise our integrity, and our main purpose is to fulfill people's lives and enrich them, help them to get healthier, more fit and healthy, and provide nutritious, things, such as Shakeology, which is a nutrition supplement that has whole foods. Well, there's lots of other, people out there who have shakes on the market that are full of crap, because they're
Mhm.
appealing to people's taste buds. Oh, it tastes like cake, and they fill it with just fillers, and they preach that, oh, this needs to be a meal replacement, you'll lose weight. Well, obviously if you starve yourself, you're going to lose some weight, but overall it's detrimental to your health and your metabolism. So the research that they did, they said, well, we can't make something that tastes like vanilla, the vanilla flavoring, without
Mhm.
compromising the integrity of natural whole foods. We would have to add artificial stuff. So they spent over 2 years developing and researching till they could find it. And so they did it. They listened to people, and so now we have 6 different flavors of Shakeology. They're constantly improving it. They've changed the blends on things, just to, because they listen to the feedback. They get customers and coaches to give feedback. The next thing people started saying was, gosh, these meal plans are so in depth. I remember Turbo Fire and P90X was like just crazy meal plans, and people nowadays don't cook. They don't like to cook. They don't have time. They're on the go. So I've noticed that over the course of time, T25 has a meal plan that's like 5 ingredients or less. And then people are like, portion control was the biggest thing. That was my biggest thing. So they developed a 21-day fix. It's been life changing. I don't eat inside the boxes anymore because I already know what it is, but it gave me the principles, like I was telling you, that you eat your carbs before 5 o'clock. You eat your fruits before
Mhm.
5 o'clock. I always ate, healthy. I mean, there were days that I went off the radar and had cheat meals. We all do, but I didn't realize this. At dinner, I just have always assumed that you have a carb there. That's the way we ate. That's the way most people eat. Well, I would eat sweet potato, quinoa, brown rice, things that were, the healthy carbs. But
Mhm.
I was eating too many carbs a day. It wasn't about, you know, I already had the mentality of what I needed to eat, and then I would put this big plate of fruit out for my family. And I was probably going through like 5 or 6 servings of fruit a day. And it was working against my goals. My energy was, was not being sustained, because even though it's eating healthy, it wasn't the right blend. So they've listened to what people have to say. And the same thing for coaches, they develop this. So, I do want you, welcome you to this community, because this is huge, that they really listen to us. They invest in us. They listen to the customers. They, they've called me a couple times since I became elite and asked me all these questions. And, I've seen them, things that coaches have said and suggestions, and they've listened and they've done the best they can to appeal. Obviously, you can't make everybody happy. There are coaches out there who complain about stuff, and, that's just nature. I mean, not everybody's going to have the same opinions and the same likes and, positive attitude. But for me, Beachbody has been wonderful to me, and I just try to share that with my team. I really like to keep it positive. If you have any issues, I'm always there to help you resolve it. They reward us, and Louise is familiar with this, and I don't want to overwhelm you, because I know it's a lot going into trying to drink Shakeology, trying to change your eating habits, trying to work out, trying to keep up with all these crazy groups and these calls that Mindy's having you to do. But, essentially, I want to know from every coach what your goals are. There is no right or wrong. I, share with everybody that there's different types of coaches. There's coaches out there who say, okay, I'm really interested in these products. Like you, Simone, you said, I want to do the 21-day fix. And I want to do PIO. So obviously
Mhm.
you're kind of planning a future out. Um, Louise is,
Yes, I need to change myself first before I could convince someone else.
right. Well,
I do.
okay. Well, for if
I
you're,
do. I
yeah,
need to change myself first. My eating habit, the family, and everything
yeah.
before I can say, follow me. You
Well,
know?
so there's people like that who say, okay, I have this planned out and I want to drink Shakeology
Mm-hmm.
and I want to work on it. And then whenever I'm ready, I'll be there, but I want to get a discount. And that's why I tell people, I have some customers who've been customers drinking Shakeology for over a year. I'm like, why not be a coach? And they have that in their head
Mm-hmm.
that like, oh, I have to be a certain thing. I'm like, and I tell people this, and this is something, if you encounter it too, that I tell everyone, is like, okay, if you have been drinking Shakeology for more than a month and you're already saying, when I'm done with this program, I'm going to do this program, I'm going to do this program, then it's just absolutely ridiculous that you would be paying full retail. I mean, so
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people there's one type of coach, a discount coach. And I tell people too, you could sign up to be a discount coach and we don't have to tell anybody. If this is something that you just don't want the world to know, there's no reason to. And that's why I make sure that, you see the recognition, you see the announcing of, people coming. I always ask people's permission. And so people can easily
Mm-hmm.
assume that, oh, Jesus, if I sign up under Mindy, she's going to be like telling the whole world I'm a coach. No, that's something that I ask people. And if you say it's okay, then I'll do it. If you say no, then that's fine. I respect that. And then there's people who say, okay, well, we'll see where this goes along the way. I'll tell my friends if they're interested in it, fine. And so then that's fine. There's some coaches who say, okay, well, if you as coaches, you get 25% commission off of anything that anybody purchases through you. So essentially, if you break it down, numbers wise, if you had 3 customers on Shakeology Home Direct where they got it every month, the commissions you got off of that would cover your costs. Since you're
Mm-hmm.
active military, if you send your orders in, that $15.95 business fee is waived. So 3 orders of Shakeology, sustain would cover yours. Louise, if she had 3 orders of Shakeology customers, it would cover her out-of-pocket expenses. But since she doesn't get the business fee waived, she would just be out $15.95 a month. So I just put that in numbers. That's something to go
Mm-hmm.
for. And then there's other people who, say, wow, I've been watching you. Like I have a couple coaches who watched me for a year and they're like, okay, I've been watching what you're doing. I see that you're a normal person who's, overcome a lot and you didn't have some trick up your sleeve or wasn't any easier for you. I want to do the same thing you're doing. And so they've set a goal that, in 2 years, they be full-time coaches. So I feel that there is no right or wrong reason. And there's some people who say, I just want to be a discount coach. I don't want to do anything more. And then I respect that, but I still check back because there's a lot of people out there who've changed their mind. There's diamond coaches and elite coaches who were coaches for a year, quit, came back, were discount coaches for a long time, went inactive, didn't, figure it out. There's different stories behind everybody. So I always check back with you. There is no right or wrong reason, because one thing that I tell everyone is we all have different stories and we all have different goals and we all have different things that drive us. My drive was to get home to my family, to not have to miss out on field trips. And if I was still working, it would have been hell trying to get to Haley's 8th grade graduation ceremony this week and also get to Haley or Emily's field day. It just it wouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
and I can't blame my boss because that wasn't my job. My job was to be there. They don't care about that. Louise's situation is different. She has a kid going off to college. So obviously her drive is a little bit different. Her drive may be because, her kid's going to college and she wants to have extra gas money to come terrorize her and hang out with her and go hang out in Dallas, or just to be able to pay for the college bill. And that's the thing, is we all have different stories. There's
Mm-hmm.
no right or wrong reason. This is your own personal journey and this is your own business and this is your own life. But what I love about it is that we all have different stories. You may be wanting to get your husband home, because we have a lot of coaches out there whose husbands were, been, spending 2 years at a time on deployment and they just wanted them home. And this happened. Not saying you have to do that, but I'm just saying everybody has a different story. What I love about it is that we all get united together in the same thing and we become a family. Our team is very special. We really work together as a family and a team, and we care about each other. We spend time with each other. And I want that closeness with you just as much as with anybody else on the team. And I want you to emulate that when you are, whenever you decide that, if you decide to build this as a business or start to build a team or reach out, is to adopt that same attitude, because that is truly the key. Truly the key is building these relationships with people. This is not a job where you're a manager and cracking the whip and delegating. This is about relationships. Doesn't mean that we all have to see eye to eye. Doesn't mean that we all get along all the time. It doesn't mean that, you have to tell each other, your own deep, dark secrets. But I'm saying, like, this is what we do. My coach Becky's that way. And that's just the type of person I am. If I meet you, I'm going to ask you a million freaking questions, and I'm going to probably know you better than your own best friends, because that's just the way I am, and that's what
I feel like
I
I know
do.
you already.
Yeah, and I share a
I'm
lot.
stalking you. That's so funny.
Well, I want that because, I want you to reach your goals. Everyone on my team, I want
Mm-hmm.
them to reach their goals, whatever it is. And I have goals and dreams for myself. Well, I can't just get them by making you do certain things. I operate a whole lot different than when Louise met me 2 years ago. I've changed my mindset. I've changed my goals. I've started to listen to people, because I was just, I've never been in a leadership role. I've never been my own boss. I've never led people. And this was all new to me. And, there's been a lot of developments and changes in my life. And, I'm just learning now that, find out what people's goals are, work with them individually, share my goals, because I can't reach my goals, and push you to help me reach my goals if that's not what you want. And I'm learning too, I've learned this in the last 6 months, that everybody learns differently. You may have seen some of my posts, I've always been one of those people who it's just like, I just do it and I figure it out. And there's lots of stuff that doesn't work and I don't tell any people. I just go about my business and I just expect everybody to keep up with my same train of thought and actions. And my mind works really crazy. Like I'm all over the place. So I don't know why I would expect anybody to do that. So I've had to learn how to simplify it and get it down to a system. When Louise came on, year and or two. Oh, no, it was like 2 years ago. It was like, I think April when we met.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have this, like we didn't have the Zoom things. We didn't get to get in front of each other. I wasn't
Right.
able to do that. It was just kind of like, here it is. And I was learning, and my coach too, she didn't have a person above her to train her either. So we've just had to figure it out as we go. We figured out what's worked. And so I do feel people coming in now have a little bit better um, chance at really succeeding, because we have a duplicatable system. I say that, but then again, I also say on the other hand too, is that, Becky and I figured out on our own, it just took us a long time. So, whether you have leadership or not, or a duplicatable system, somebody can figure it out if they want to. I'm just hoping that if anything, the coaches that come in from here forward don't waste as much time doing it possibly, I'm not saying the wrong way, but there's things that I try to share with my team that I know that were not fruitful, and I at least try to share it so that you maybe can curtail making some of the same mistakes. But then again, I do feel some of the mistakes that I made and things, are what brought me to where I am. So with that being said, one of the things I'd like whenever we get off this call, within the next, I mean, it's 9 o'clock here in Texas, but within the next week, if you could reply back to the email I sent
Mm-hmm.
and let me know what your goals are.
Okay.
It whatever your goals are, I'm not going to judge. And like I said, there's no right or wrong. I just need to know, because if one of you saying like, I want to go full time and I'm setting this date, well, then we need to come up with a plan of action. And then if somebody else is
Mm-hmm.
saying, well, I just want to go about my own pace, well, then I'm going to treat you more like a customer and just check in with you and really work
Mm-hmm.
one-on-one with your health and fitness. And then whenever you get to that point, we reevaluate. So I have to know these things, because I can't help you reach your goals, whatever they are, how big or small they are, without
Mm-hmm.
knowing. So if you would just do me that favor,
Okay.
what few things I want to go over is, I'm going to share the screen. Are you guys on computers or
Yeah.
No,
phone?
cell phone.
Okay, well maybe you can see it. You might have to go back and access this on uh, a computer or something. Okay, so I'm going to show you here um, how you access your coach online office as a
Okay.
coach.
I can see everything good. Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, so you're basically, to log in as a coach, you go to teambeachbody.com. You
Mm-hmm.
log in with your password and your email that you set up, or your
Mm-hmm.
email and your password that you set
Okay.
up whenever you join. And then you're going to hover over the coach and it says Coach Online Office. This is your virtual desk.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can see it except for you. This
Mm-hmm.
is where you check orders, check different various things. Out of the email I sent you, I gave you your coach ID, but it's going to say right
Mm-hmm.
here what it is. This is in my second business center. So, if you logged in, it would say, Louise or
Mm-hmm.
Simone, and your coach ID. It would say just active coach, because you don't have any coaches underneath you. And it's going to give you all my information. Because right now I'm assuming you don't really want to, work the business hard. We want to focus on you, getting into a routine and lifestyle. I'm not going to go crazy into this. Louise is familiar with this, but I do want to point you in this direction, is that whether or not you want to get started building a business or reaching out to
Mm-hmm.
customers now, I highly recommend you go through the coach training academy, because I've had a lot of coaches who say, well, I don't want to work the business. And then I tell them the same thing. Go to the coach training academy and just learn it. And then a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
like Sam and Melissa, who are my diamond coach, some of my diamond coaches who have been, just rock stars over the last year and a half. They both were adamant that I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to do what you're doing. I just want the discount. I don't want to pay full price. And then I sent them the same information that I basically sent you. It was a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've changed it up since then. But, I directed them to the Coach Training Academy. Both of them got it done in a day, which was shocking to me, because most people, I wouldn't. I don't like to sit in front of a computer that long. But anyways, they did it. And then that made them have, an aha moment that, wow,
Mm-hmm.
I can do this. So anyways, I'm going to show you how to access it. If you go to news and training and the Coach Training Academy, and this has totally changed, Louise, and the information's changed, you're going to go right here to the Coach Training Academy. There's sections: business essentials, how to earn,
Mhm.
Beachbody challenge group trainings, my business support and lead lessons. The first one you're going to click on is business essentials. And you'll scroll down and you'll just go down here. There's two ways to watch the videos on whatever the topic is. There's one that you can watch in the video library and one in the YouTube. I suggest the YouTube because sometimes the video library, it doesn't play and it can be frustrating. So I would just suggest go to the YouTube. And then you'll just scroll down and then complete these. You know, I tell people, if you're like me and you have ADD and you can't sit still and your mind's wandering a million different directions, then just watch 1 or 2 videos a day. But I
Mm-hmm.
suggest you go through that because of the fact that you may realize that, wow, this is something I want to do, or this is what happens often is people start doing it. And at the end of the 21-day fix, they've lost weight. They feel like they can take on the world because they completed something. There's, their energy's up, their cravings are down, all these different things. And people start seeing changes and they start asking. And then that's when coaches are like, wow, people are inspired and people can tell. And then I just saw a coach the other day saying that she made $200 in the month. And then, wow, I might be able to do this. So I'm not saying that that's going to be the case, but it happens oftentimes. So at least if you're
Mm-hmm.
familiar with the verbiage, the program, you
Okay.
won't be so lost. So
Okay.
I would say get started on that. So when you finish this section, then you'd go to how to earn, go through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm basically going to share with you now. Louise is pretty familiar with this, but I wanted to show you that part. Oh, I'm going to show you one more thing. I'm sorry. Right here. I just before anybody starts, because sometimes you'll be surprised, somebody, your relative, some of your best friends, or somebody on base, or somebody wants to order something, and
Okay.
you don't want to get caught with this. You go to my business, and at the bottom, my EFT management. That's when you put your bank and routing information. That way you get paid any of your commissions direct deposit. If not, they send it by check and they take out some sort of fee. I have absolutely no
Okay.
idea, because there's hardly anybody who does that, because most people want their money now and they want it quick and they don't want any deductions. So go in there, you put your banking name, your routing
Okay.
information, and your account number. That way, the way the week works is a new week starts on Thursday at 12:01 and ends at midnight the following Thursday, and you get paid a week
Mm-hmm.
later. So every Thursday is when you're going to get commissions paid from the week before. If you were to go Emerald, this is one of the first goals we set for coaches who are wanting to earn income and wanting to build a team, is that you sponsor 2 coaches.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to go Emerald and sponsor your second coach on a Tuesday, you technically don't go Emerald till Thursday, because when the new week
Mm-hmm.
starts. So you'll
Okay.
see on Thursdays, there's tons of tags and like commotion on all of us coaches pages, because everybody's excited, people advanced in rank. So anyways, I just wanted to go over that. I don't want to go too crazy in it, because it's very overwhelming to people. I overwhelm people in the beginning. Louise is somebody who will sit and read like a whole document, and so like she's cool with that. And she's a person, if you have a question, you ask her. Like me, I'm like, I don't know. Like I
Okay.
don't, I can't read anything for a long
Google
time.
it.
Yeah, like I will Google something, but like I would never just read a document. Melissa, another one on my team, she's one who will just read everything. I'm like, I don't know. So I learned that overwhelming people is really, it just makes a lot of people shut down, and they don't comprehend it all because it's so much at once. And I know that everybody's
Mm-hmm.
making changes. Louise has had a total health transformation, and she's, back on track. And I don't want to overwhelm you. I want to take this, one step at a time. I wanted to just basically touch base with you, see your faces, tell you how proud I am of you. I'm here for you. One thing that I do ask with all my coaches, and I think I mentioned it in the email, is that um, everybody's important to me, totally important to me, but like I am crazy busy. Like I work like all day long, and when I get off here, I'll probably be up till midnight. I'm managing a huge team. I didn't realize till they sent a report, because like I said, I don't read a lot of these things. I don't run these reports like my coach. Becky's the numbers person. There's like 560 people on my team. I'm, helping a bunch of people get to diamond. I'm running all these groups, like 2 21-day fix groups. I'm doing the PIO.
Mm-hmm.
They're wanting me to shoot all this footage. I mean, just crazy. So I don't get to check my messages a lot, and this is just my brain. A lot of times I don't check my messages. Like it will say like 50 messages, and it just like I just see it as like and so I shut down. So the best way to get an answer is to ask in the group.
Okay.
I do this because of the fact of that sometimes I get overwhelmed and I don't check my messages, or sometimes I'm busy, and I have become a slave to my phone, and I left behind my job to have more time with my family. And I'm noticing that I'm spending a lot of time texting my coaches back, checking into groups, answering a lot of the same questions over and over again. And not that I've always said there's no such thing as a stupid question, and there's not, especially if you're in the beginning. And I don't want anybody to feel that they're not important, but there's a lot of people who just assume that since I've been a coach for a long time and I'm fairly knowledgeable and I've been successful, that it's just easier to ask Mindy. And that's a lot of the reasons why I avoid my mailbox, because I don't want to make anyone feel stupid. I don't want anybody to feel bad. I don't want anybody to feel like they're not important, but it's gotten to be pretty ridiculous. So I just shut down. So the thing is, you may have a really important question, and I may be like in shutdown mode or saying like, I'm going to unplug and spend time with my family. I don't want it to be something that you don't get an answer to. So I ask, if you have a business related question, you ask it in the group. It's scary for some people because they're like, oh my God, I think this is a stupid question. People are in laugh. It's not. There has really been nothing but kindness in the group. And there is always somebody there who's willing to answer your question. And I'd rather you get that. And the thing is, like today, Amy Ladwick messaged me and she said, oh my God, one of my coaches, I had a new coach sign up the other day, and she didn't show up under me, and she got placed under, it was one of my other coach friends. She's an elite coach, Anna Gray. What do I do? And I answered her. I said, but please ask this in the group, because the reason behind this is that when she asked that question and I answer her, and the answer is that you have 72 hours to change, because sometimes people get signed up and they get signed up under the wrong person. They meant to sign up under you, but they only allow it in a 72 out, frame, because obviously you don't want people jumping from team to team to team, because that could just get crazy. So and it has to be done via email. So I told her, ask in there, because when I answer your question, other people are going to see it. So next week, you or Louise may sign a coach and the same thing happens. And instead of you asking me, you may have been like, oh crap, I saw that. And you either remember what the answer was, or you could scroll down. Because one of my biggest problems in the beginning is that I'm just a fixer, and I want everybody to feel special, and I like to feel needed. And I just would do stuff for people. I would just do it for them because it was just easier to do it for them. Well, then I created a team who was very dependent on me. I want you to depend on me. I want you to know I'm there for you. But then I wasn't developing enough leaders. So for me is clearing me up so that I don't have to answer the same question over and over again, so other people can learn at the same time, so I'm not a slave to my phone, and so that you can learn how to be a leader. One of the things too that I tell people is that if you're in that coach online office, the steps you need to do is, number one, go through the coach training academy, because that's very frustrating to me. A lot of coaches don't go through the coach training academy, and I'm like, you could have at least been familiar with it. So that's one of my things, is get familiar with that so you at least learn. When you're doing it, take notes, and if you have questions, ask me. At the bottom of the coach line office, you have two options. One says frequent ask questions, and one says contact us. If you click on contact us, then you can click on a live chat. You can chat with Coach Relations right there. So if you didn't want to sit on the phone tonight or tomorrow or whenever about the orders, you could click on that. And then you say, hey, I just signed up as a coach. I am a spouse of an active military person. What all do you need? This is a huge packet, and I would like to save myself time. Then they can direct you. So number one, you're not sitting on hold forever. There's no communication errors, because some people just have major problems with Coach Relations. I never have. I'm thinking it's a communication gap. Some people don't communicate and they get frustrated, and it just becomes this jumbled thing. So I tell people, do the online chat. You type it out. Like, there's no mistaking what anybody's saying, and it's very clear. And the great thing about it is, when the conversation's over, they email you a transcript of the conversation. Why this is important: Amy's coach signed up 3 days ago, and she never saw her under her. So she emailed or did the online chat and said, hey, whatever her name is, sign up as a coach. I'm not seeing her. And the person on Coach Relations said, well, it could take up to 72 hours, which I think that's a strange thing, because I've never had one take that long. But anyways, so she's like, oh, okay. Well, she kept checking. And then today she's like freaking out, oh my God, the 72 hours is up, and, I still don't see her. So then I said, did you do an online chat? Because that's what I really tell people to do, because people say, oh my God, it's a long wait or whatever. and to avoid any of this. And then she said, yes, I did. I said, okay, then you have that proof right there that the person said that, and that this, was, it is past the 72 hours. So she called, got it taken care of. So for me, that's beneficial. You eliminate your wait time, you get a response, you have documentation of something. Because I've had some people in my downline who went to change their flavor of Shakeology, and somehow it ended up canceled, and it was just this big mess. And so I'm like, do the online chat. Another thing is the frequent asked questions. If you click on frequent asked questions and you type in a subject, like if you click on frequent asked questions, it's going to take you to this other screen, and you can type in pile. Because I am like, I want to scream, because I've had probably 100 coaches ask me, when does pile release? How long is the program? How long are the workouts? So
why don't they go to your blog? You've got a facts section right there.
Yeah, I know. And so the old Mindy from 2012 and 2013 would have been like, it comes out on June 23rd, and it's 25 to 60-minute workouts and blah, 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 blah. Well, this Mindy after 27 months is tired, and like just tired. So now I'm saying, go to the frequent asked questions section and go to my blog, fitasianmom.com. So I'm learning that people didn't know this. So I'm trying to train all my new coaches that when you have a question, make sure you went through the Coach Training Academy. If you have questions in the Coach Training Academy, ask me. I don't mind helping you. In the beginning, you're going to forget. It's a lot of information. Don't mind helping you. But I need to teach you how to think independently, because I'm finding that coaches who are new and who didn't do their training on their own are signing these coaches, and it's just this crescendo, and nobody can think on their own. Nobody knows how to find it. And then people like me who've been a coach for a long time, and I'm very well known in the organization, get to do this. And then I take on this huge thing, and I become frustrated, and then it takes my energy away from my team. So I'm trying to at least say, for my sake, eliminate this so that my own team, that you don't, become so dependent on me to give you answers, that you don't sponsor coaches and then they become dependent on me, and that you're not teaching. Because I want you to be leaders. I want you to think independently. So if you, go through the Coach Training Academy, if you have a question that you needs immediate, something like somebody's trying to order and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do, ask in the group. But if it's something that it's like, I see all the time, is Shakeology good for people who are diabetic? Go to Shakeology.com, and there's a frequent asked questions section too. Go to the Shakeology YouTube channel and type it in.
And those are all the coaches who are asking it?
Yes.
From your team under you?
No, just from the organization. There's like 180,000 coaches. I probably get about 10 messages a day wanting to know how much PIO is going to be, how long the workouts are, when it's releasing. The information is there. I found it just like you, because I knew the date when it was before I even got selected for the test group. So I'm trying to teach my own team. I can't control what anybody else does, and I've just stopped giving the answers. I mean, whenever I did the PIO certification 2 weeks ago, there was coaches asking me, even though I post the link to join, how much is PIO? I'm like, check the link. And it would have taken the same amount of time for me to say $189 as it did for me to say check the link. But I'm trying to teach people to like figure it out on their own, like to think independently. Because if you are going to be leading a team eventually, then you need to figure this out, because you don't want to lead a team and not be able to tell them. And so anyways, I try to make that done. And then when you ask questions in the group, like I said, other people who may not have encountered that same situation, they are watching and reading, and they're learning on the same thing. And then I just want you to also see how the team that I've created works, that we're all helpful. Everybody reaches out. Because even Amy posted that in today. She said, I answered her, but she posted in the group, and then I answered again there so other people see it. And I saw everybody saying, "Oh my God, Amy, hang in there, it'll get fixed." And and this is the thing. It's like, I am your sponsor. I'm here to help you, but like, you get the whole rest of the team with me. Like, that's what the most amazing thing is. You're in the 25 days to summer, challenge group that starts on Tuesday officially with 21 Day Fix, Simone. You're going to get all these people who are other customers, and they're going to become your friends, and they're going, and that's what the team and Team Beachbody is about, the community. And I just want to stress that. So anyways, that's all I really have to say now. In the email that I sent you is the 7-day quick start. Look that over too. It's interactive. It will take you straight to the YouTube channel. So you can subscribe to it. It will take you straight to the Twitter thing. If you're on, I don't really Twitter, the Twitter thing,
I
but
have a Twitter, but I don't Twitter.
yeah, I don't either. I talk too
I
much.
just do it
It's like too
for
long.
other money business, you know. That's it. I
Right.
don't even check it. It's just
I don't either. But you know, it takes you to those things, and also gives you a thing to set goals. You know, like if you do want to hit Success Club, if you want to reach Emerald, or you know,
okay.
whatever. It's something, because writing down goals is great. I can't stress this enough about your goals, whether it's health, fitness, weight loss, whatever it is. Write them down.
But
That's
see,
when they
I already
become real.
talked to a friend of mine.
Mhm.
She's also military spouse, and I know she would need it. So I said, join me. I said,
See? You know, and that's one thing I want to
Yeah.
say is, like, I'm not going to push you in the beginning. I pushed people to do what I was doing because I just thought you needed it. And then there were people I pushed when they weren't ready. And so now I'm just kind of like, I'm here whenever you're ready. I'm not going anywhere. Like, I don't ever plan on, you know, quitting this. Ryan asked me one time, if we made like $1 million, would you still do this? Yes, I would, because I'm not in it for the money. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, money is important because this is my only income right now. Ryan's still in the middle of starting a business, so his income is just kind of hit or miss. But you know, I'm doing it because I truly enjoy it. If not, I wouldn't be sitting on the phone at 9 o'clock at night. You know, I truly love this. So I'm not going anywhere. So I've learned this, you know, on the way. But like, you would be surprised that like so many people think that they need to be at a certain goal weight to inspire people. All it is that you want to create a lifestyle and you want to help people. And when you have people joining you along the way, you're inspiring them and they're inspiring you just as much. When you do it all alone, it's hard. That's why I really say rely on the team. Get some friends to do it, especially if they're local friends or people on base, or you know, people in your community. It makes it so much easier. You know, when Louise was going through all her health things, like everybody was asking about her. I mean, there's people that hadn't even met her, that just built a relationship with her, you know, through our groups, through social media. And it's just amazing. So I really encourage everybody getting engaged in the groups, is because that's where the magic really happens. On that 7-day quick start document that was in the email, you can plug into the national coach call. It's every morning at 10 o'clock Texas time. I don't know your mountain time.
9. I'm 9.
Okay. And then if you can't, you know, like I could never really get on it whenever I was working. There's a recording call. The first 5 or 10 minutes is recognition. You know, people who've advanced in rank. You can usually skip forward on the recording, but they give good tips, and you hear from other coaches, because it's easy to look at, you know, coaches who have achieved a lot and think, oh God, they had it so easy, and I'll never get there. And you know, you're amazed at these coaches who quit and came back. You know, were at the brink of divorce, drug problems, financial problems, medical problems, and they overcame it. And then that's when you realize that, wow, these aren't anybody who's any more special or any more talented. They're just people who didn't give up. And, you know, that is our motto for the year. Last year was dream big. This is never give up. So anyways,
That's the perfect motto for me.
Yes. You know, just share your story along with people. You know, you're not a salesman. I've been doing the 5-day coach sneak peek. Are you in it, Simone?
I'm here. I'm still here.
No. But are you in?
I'm listening.
Are you in that group that I did, that to coach or not to coach? I think I put you in there. Maybe
Yes,
not.
I am there.
Okay.
Well, I am inside. I'm getting all of the notifications.
Yeah, I've been posting, you know, videos, and you know, this is the thing. It's like, you're just, you know, I started as a coach 13 days into my journey. And there, like I said, there's people out there who really think that you have to be in like some incredible shape. And I posted, I think on day 2 in the coach sneak peek, that Amber Scott started as a coach when she was 300 pounds. And, you know, she still isn't like rocking a 6-pack or anything. I'm not saying that in a rude way, but she is one of the top coaches, the top 10. And she's been very inspirational, and she's paid off a lot of debt. She's helped a lot of people. She has amazing training abilities for her team, so it can happen. And you know, and even my coach Becky, I've talked to a few people, and they confided in me, and you know, I've told Becky this too. It's that they've actually signed up under other people because she has the 6-pack and she's got this rockin' body, but she was intimidating. So don't think that you have to have this super fit body. And you know, some people think that, you know, oh, you know, once you're successful and you're well known, then it's so easy. No, I have people, challengers, who duck and hide. I had a coach sign up 2 months ago that I'd been working with for 6 months, checked on her. She said she liked Shakeology. And the next thing you know, she deleted me and blocked me, obviously. I don't even know why. And then canceled her thing. I did nothing. Like we were calling. She'd bought a book. I'd send her a gift, and so I don't know what it is. I think, and I don't take it personally. I think it was embarrassment that something happened and she didn't like it or she couldn't afford it, returned it, and didn't tell me and was embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
So just because you become successful, just because you're an open book, doesn't mean it's any easier. I have coaches who say they're going to do stuff and don't. I have coaches who say they're going to be discount coaches and then become rock stars. So just don't let anything in your head make it seem that you have to be a certain this or that to be successful, because I've seen total, opposite, or opposite ends of the spectrum. Just
Mm-hmm.
be yourself and share along the way, and you'll inspire people more than you think. I mean, Louise has. I mean, I've seen it. I posted her picture, and everybody's like, "Wow!" And on her picture, I've seen people share her picture. I mean, she's suffered health issues. She's had, a great transformation, but she's still got a ways to go. But she's still inspiring people along the way. So you don't have to, you know, be at your goal weight, because sometimes some people are shied away from that too. Like I said with Becky, people are like, I'm like, well, I went to somebody else. I'm like, why? She's like, well, that girl, has been struggling, and Becky's just intimidating. But I mean, Becky's not intimidating. She's like the nicest
No.
person ever. But it's
Yeah.
just her. She's like a go hard, like works out once or twice a day, and I'm like, oh, not me. So the thing is, you're going to attract your own audience, and you're going to have people who tell you they're going to do things and don't, and you're going to have people who cancel and whatnot. So just do your best and be yourself. Oh, I see we have somebody just joined. Hey, how are you?
Hi, sorry I'm late. Dinner took a lot longer than I thought.
We're actually wrapping up the call, but I recorded this call and I'm going to upload it to YouTube. So I'll post it in the group for everybody to see when we're done, and then you can watch it. That way you can kind of catch up, because we were just wrapping it up. So
Wonderful.
I know you're in California, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That it's very hard, because I have coaches on the East Coast. Louise and I are here in Texas, and I have people Mountain Time, Pacific Standard Time, and it's really hard to find a your right time. So, anyways, I'm gonna post it in there. I just welcome. This is Melissa's new coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Simone.
I already feel so happy, in this group, like
good. It's really contagious. So anyways, just stay tuned. Do
Mhm.
your research on PIO. Louise obviously checked it out. Check out my blog. Find out about PIO, because this is something you're going to want to do. Because Tasha, you're doing 21 Day Fix too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't got it in the mail yet. I just signed
Yeah.
up a couple days ago, but yeah,
this is something that you and Simone are going to be starting, around the same time. You're going to want to do.
Yes.
And then basically go to PIO next. I highly recommend it. PIO is going to be huge, just like 21 Day Fix. Do your research now and start telling people about it. Start saying like, oh my God, I'm doing 21 Day Fix. I'm going to do PIO. Get people to join you. When more people join you, you stay accountable. I haven't announced this publicly yet, but I'm hosting a YouTube live broadcast about PIO on June 12th at 7:00
Okay.
Central Standard Time. So if you can get on it, if you have anybody who's interested, get on it. We're gonna have some guest speakers on there, and I'm hoping to just really market the hell out of PIO and share.
What day is that?
June 12th. It's a Thursday, I think. Well, I don't know.
Okay.
It's June 12th at 7. It's going to be a live broadcast on YouTube, and then it's going to go to a YouTube video. So it'll be there if you can't get on. But, if you're talking to people and they have questions, then tell them about this date.
Mhm.
I'm not going to announce it till June 1st, but just keep that in your mind. And
Okay.
because this will grow your business. When new products come out, this grows your business. When you know something about it, it grows your business. When you just post a picture, hey, PIO's out, well, people are just like, well, that's great. They want to know, that you know what you're talking about. So do some research.
Mhm.
I've been doing, I think, a really good job of sharing as much as I can. And, if you go to my blog, there's ways of the verbiage I use where you're not selling. It's, do you want better posture? Do you want to sleep better? Certain things like that. Because there's ways to market things without sounding like a salesman. You
Yeah,
ask people.
I was in nursing, so I understand exactly what you're talking about over marketing and
Right.
people, you deal with the pharmaceutical companies and stuff
Yeah.
when you're in those fields. So I know exactly what you're talking about. I would be great as a salesperson, but I refuse to sell anything. It'll sell itself if it's worth it.
Right. And that's the thing is like, you be a product of the product. I mean, basically, the other day I went to dinner with my daughter, and this girl's like, I walked in and she's like, you're fit. And I'm like, okay. And the next day she was going to do CrossFit, and then we just started talking, and I didn't sell anything on her. I was just telling her what I was doing. She wanted to do Insanity, and I'm like, oh girl, this is like, to me, that's like, not like CrossFit, but it's like, if you're just starting off, I wouldn't suggest that, So we talked
Yeah.
about it, and the next day she ordered 21-day fix. The next day I went to the field day at my daughter's school. One of her friends' mom's like, what are you doing that, I've seen you change. And, and I wasn't selling. I wasn't wearing any Beachbody stuff. And I was like, oh, Shakeology. Well, then she called me a couple days later. Okay, I've done all my research on Shakeology. And she's like, I even told my sister. So this tells you how you grow a business. She just told her sister. And she's like, well, my sister was so, interested, but she's diabetic. I'm like, oh, well, then she needs it,
Yeah.
And then I just said, here. She's like, well, what's your link? And I said, well, whatever did I want? I looked today, and she ordered it, So the thing is, I'm not a salesman. Yes, we are selling something. We are salesmen. We sell ourselves to our mates, to our children, to our friends. We are, but I mean, I'm not, cold calling people or like running around putting flyers on windshields. I'm just being myself. So being a product of the product, and just sharing. Like, I didn't just go into these like freaking, 50 facts about Shakeology. I just told her kind of like what I told you, Simone, when the call started.
Mhm.
It's a nutrition supplement. It'll help you with your cravings. You can use it as a meal replacement. Here's how I say to do it. It's a normal conversation. And, people always say, well, how is it so easy for you to do this? And then I realized the other day, it's like, I just talk to people like I've known you forever. Like when people like, message me on Facebook I've never met, like I just talk to them like it's like a friend that I haven't talked to, like, hey, what's up, da, 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 and asking questions. So, once you get that in your head, it becomes really easy, and then it becomes second nature. So anyways, I'm gonna end the call. It takes a while for it to I don't know what it does.
Upload it.
It does something.
Upload. Yeah.
Well, it does something, and then I have to upload it, so it takes a while. So it may be like in an hour, or yeah, I'm gonna be up. I was gonna say maybe tomorrow, but I was like, no, I'll be up. So anyways, it's good to see your faces. One thing that I told them too, and since I'm not your sponsor, Tasha, if you would just send an email to Melissa or a message and just kind of let her know what your goals are when you're done watching the video. That way she can evaluate, and I'm here to assist you too, because like I was telling ladies, we really try to keep a family feel for our team. So I'm here for you too. So good night,
Wonderful.
everybody.
Well, I'm glad I didn't miss you guys, and then I got to log in and at least say hi.
I know, now we all know exactly what we look like. So have a wonderful evening.
You
All
too.
right, you
All right.
too.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.